Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to go over the ingredients to make the Guatemalan tamal. I know most of you are not too familiar with it, but it's south of the border. The farther south you go and you run into more tropical areas, you will find that a lot of the foods are made using banana leaves. So first I want to show you a beautiful view today. Finally getting some nicer weather here in Arizona. We're already in the middle of November and it's been hot summer, at times humid, but as you can see we have a beautiful view. Fountain is up. So a little story behind tamales first. Tamales have been around for a few thousand years, and the word actually means something like wrapped treat, wrapped snack. And again, most people in the United States are used to the corn husk type because that's what was available. So wherever you go to regions and you check out their foods, it's because that what was available to them. So, and some of you have asked me about the tamale bill, something that I was part of. It's actually the college food bill, which allows people to cook from home, but when it was first passed about 10, 15 years ago, it did not include refrigerated food. So you can bake cookies, you can bake cakes, as long as they don't have any dairy in them. And so things that need refrigerated, like meats, dairy products, then those were not allowed to be made at home for sale. So the tamale bill, and actually was an extension of the college food bill, and it was kind of dubbed a tamale bill because it applies to many Hispanic households that make their living or at least extra income from making and selling tamales, tortillas, and other foods that you would need to make either in a restaurant or a commercial kitchen. So the other day we had two representatives talk about it at the ASU. But what happened was when the bill was first passed earlier this year, it passed by a vast majority on both the Senate and the House. This is an Arizona state legislature, and bill was passed, I think, out of 60 votes, it was 52-8, and out of the other 30 votes, it was 26-4. So really bipartisan, nonpartisan, it was a vote for the people. Governor Hobbs vetoed the bill, stating some concerns about it, and then when they tried to override it, they needed a supermajority vote, and I think 12 of the originals that had voted for the bill kind of did not vote for it. So it became a political thing, and anyways, that's what I hate about politics. So we're going to go over let me hit this button, reverse it, and we're going to go over the ingredients of what makes a Guatemalan tamal. Okay, I'm going to step into my outdoor kitchen. Not sure we're already outside. But the first thing would be, the difference is the banana leaf. I buy the banana leaf by the pound over at Food City. I do have to cut it, clean it, and cook it. But you can also go to any Latino deli and buy this product that's already cut, and well, at least semi-cut, and you can already been selected, and they're kept frozen, and you can use those. Okay, another big difference is the masa. And the difference is, well, the only difference is that it actually gets cooked. So I use Maseca. There are other brands, but this is just plain instant corn flour. Well, without we'll go over the nixtamalization later. But what we have here are ingredients minus the meat to make about 2 to 3 dozen tamales. So you will need about 2 pounds of maseca. This bag is 4 pounds, and about less than a pound of lard. Yes, it takes lard. If you want to substitute with oils and anything you prefer, then go for it. But this is authentically made Guatemalan tamales. Okay, so that would be, and the other difference is that the actually dough gets cooked before making the tamal, unlike the Mexican style or North American New Mex that you mix the dough and then you put it all in the husk and you steam it that way. So the dough is pre-cooked, and we will go over that tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be doing the tamale party. Today we're just going over the ingredients. If you want to follow along, this is what you would need. You would need the banana leaf. You can find it at Food City or Ranch Market. And maseca, about 2 pounds. You need a smaller one of this. I just bought a lot because I will be using a lot. Now the sauce, el recado, will require about, well, not Trixie, we're not cooking Trixie today. We require about 2 pounds of tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and at least 1 red pepper. Okay. And this is what's called a chile ancho. And the chile ancho is nothing more than a dry poblano chile. Usually calls for about 1 or 2. I like mine with chile, so I'm going to add 3 or 4. And then there's a chile pascuajillo or chile guaque. It's some sort of dried, I don't even know what dried type of tomato it is, chile is, but you can add about 2 or 3 of those. If you want it more spicy, you can add more chiles, and you would be making a nice red sauce. Now, something also different in Guatemalan style tamales is the other ingredients, which is the recado colorado. And what you do is we are going to toast sesame seeds. This, by the way, is 4 ounces. We need about 2 ounces of sesame seeds, 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds whole, some cinnamon, and some bay leaves and some pepper. So this will get toasted. I use a frying pan in the stove. About 2 ounces of this, 2 ounces of that, a couple of sticks of cinnamon and some bay leaves, and it gets toasted. Now, for the purpose of the tamales, you don't have to grind it down. You can just throw everything in the blender. Once you cook the sauce and the chiles, it gets steamed, and then you don't have to grind it down. But for other purposes, which we'll be talking about later, you might want, this is a staple you might want to have at the house. The other thing we'll be adding is achote. This is made from the annatto seeds, and also has other seeds involved like the allspice. I add clove, cinnamon again, and oregano. So I make my own. And when you buy the achote paste, it also has other ingredients. This is just the dry ingredients mixed up because everything's going to go into the wet sauce anyways. So once you have your masa made in the meat, I use pork shoulder. I do buy the whole big chunk from Costco because it's, for one, it's cheaper, and then you get the nice 2 huge where you can make about 100 tamales out of it. You can get them at the store. Just buy a small pork shoulder, dice it in about 2-ounce chunks, and then you lay, we'll go over that tomorrow, you lay the banana leaf, you add the masa, you put in the meat, and then you add a dried plum, 1 olive, and we can also slice a red pepper to add to it. Once you get that done, as you see in some of the pictures I posted, you wrap it up. And I used also tin foil because there's another leaf that can be used, but tin foil is a lot easier, or aluminum foil, I want to put it that way. And then it goes into the tamalera. The tamalera, we are going to steam it. As you can see, there's a steam rack. And usually steam it for about an hour or an hour and a half. So going over the ingredients again, since if you want to follow along tomorrow or Saturday, and I'm going to do it live in segments as I go along, but then they will be posted on the Facebook page. So you need 2 pounds of maseca. You need about 1 pound or less of lard. If you want to use different shortening or anything else you want to use, that's fine too. You need 2 ounces each of pepita, the pumpkin seeds, 2 ounces of the sesame seeds, some cinnamon sticks, about 3 or 4, because one of these will go into the recado, and the other 2 will be for slicing for the tamales. Again, this is for about 2 to 3 dozen tamales, 2 pounds of tomatoes, about 3 or 4 ancho chiles, and about 3 or 4 guajillo chiles. All these you can find at Food City or Ranch Market. They're usually a lot cheaper than most supermarkets because they sell it in big chunks. And the meat, pork shoulder, I also make chicken, not too often, but, and salt. We will go over the salt. You will need to add salt, otherwise it can be kind of bland. And with tamales, you'll be a blend of flavors. You can go from sweet to sour to spicy. So a tamale is one meal in itself. And of course, they're slightly bigger than what you're used to with the Mexican tamale. So there you got it. We'll also post a list of ingredients below once I'm done with this. And you can go shopping if you like, or you can just sit back and watch and enjoy it. So go to the, below we have the PC Pamper Chef party. That's where the live instruction demonstration will be tomorrow. So if you'd like to join, come on in. You can want to watch. If you want some tamales, let me know. So we'll talk soon. Thank you for joining. And finish.